I wish those hands would come in and snatch one of them in the middle of their sentence.
Just what, like, they don't even let the story finish. It just happens.
Just like, what hell?
What?
They're just gone.
The tower.
You're on a path.
Here I am.
Woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Yep, end of the world. Wait, already happened. Deja vu. Okay, no. She's going to kill me again.
Not again.
You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think
No, she was really cool this time.
and courageous as yourself.
I didn't stand a chance, and I was armed.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter?
There's my
There's
voice.
nothing we can do to stop her.
Voice of the dweeb.
I see we have the morose, depressed one this time.
I'm not going to kill you unless you let
Wasn't there another one that was sad?
I don't think so.
If you spend the whole time second guessing yourself.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. Before you
Yep.
go any further. She will lie.
She'll lie, she'll cheat, she'll steal.
And she will do everything.
She'll lie, she'll cheat, she'll steal.
Don't believe a word she says. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this
We could do
situation.
that.
She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
She was very strong the last time.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
Nah.
Pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself.
I don't know, pledging to myself to her sounds kind of interesting, and like it wouldn't end in her literally curb stomping me again.
I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either.
But she's scary. She beat me up.
Please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads.
She beat me up really hard.
We call them knuckleheads because they keep getting punched in the head.
It's just it's because there's just an indent of her knuckles in my forehead now. Permanently.
Permanently.
That's what you want. I guess I don't have a say here.
Doo-doo. Just leaves the Discord channel.
He just leaves.
The interior
Oh.
is larger and
It's
more
way up
than
there.
its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I can't get that one. I'm afraid of heights.
Ironic because I'm a bird.
Blade is your
Oh, that's why they sent me.
if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
It does look quite large in
We
here.
don't feel small. We are small.
If I'm a baby bird, I'm extra cute and she won't hurt me, right?
Do a wide-legged gait with your rattle.
Might as well go look at the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door.
This has got to be the same as it always was, but I'm doing it anyway.
What are you
That's
talking
fine.
about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
It's gone.
Reach forward and rub
Yep.
your hand.
Scree.
You know how ridiculous you look right now.
Why haven't I ever tried to use these big, huge, giant bird claws?
We should count ourselves.
Well, because you're a sophisticated species now. You're beyond that. Those are just tools, not weapons. That's why I use a dagger.
Why don't I trim them or something?
It's like a status symbol. You still keep them.
It makes, like, fine manipulation a little bit of a problem, but you know.
You take the blade
It hasn't really mattered. You've been getting your ass kicked anyway.
Yeah, that is true.
without a weapon.
She's definitely going to just, like, drop kick me through the entire structure this time.
Guess I'll just add this knife to the collection, you say, dropping it in your sack of knives.
Creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. with steps almost as deep as you are tall.
That is quite large.
Incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
Take out your skateboard and then ride down the side of the spiral staircase all the way.
Yeah!
Just showed me really extreme with sunglasses on. She's like, oh my god, it's the 90s this time, apparently.
I'll be so cool. She won't beat me up.
You will have to leave your stack of knives up here to do it, though.
Oh no, but I need those.
Her booming voice.
A booming voice this time.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and
Witness me.
Kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to
We
see
need to
her.
pledge ourselves to her,
Should
clearly.
we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
I mean, she sounds really extra cool this time.
No matter what that little voice says, he's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Oh, let's go.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge.
Why am I like 1 foot tall this time?
Comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess
Hi.
towers over you, almost glowing
my
in the
God.
starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
She's charging a key attack, be careful.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good.
Don't worry, I'm gonna stab her in the ankle with my tiny knife, and it will all be okay.
Pounds on her ankle like a kitten.
Bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
Hi.
You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless.
No, I'm gonna get ya.
Charming audacity.
I'm gonna cut your foot off, and then I'm gonna, when you fall down, I'm gonna cut your, just keep cutting layers off until I get up to your head.
Why would she fall down? She's floating.
Drop it.
Drop it. Drop it.
Drop it.
Blade slips from your fingers.
She's so commanding. Oh.
We do that outside, she says.
And yet you did. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand.
She's so big.
She's so big. Look at her. Look at how big she is.
Look, narrator, look.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
I guess I'm kneeling.
I mean, I guess I can, but it won't really make a difference because of how small I am.
Yeah, I'm tiny.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs.
Can I just say the narrator made me do it, and can you beat him up instead of me?
I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me.
I would actually like to see you beat up the narrator. He's kind of a jerk.
The old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alteration.
Something, all shall love me and despair.
It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she?
What am I gonna do? I'm tiny, and she's like a billion feet tall this time.
With her destruction.
You hit a pressure point in her toe and cause her head to explode. It's possible.
It just makes her have an aneurysm.
He's being
Just walk over and go, yeah, and like hit her big toe, and she's like, ha ha, and then just an explosion, her head's gone. Or you could just punch her like in the knuckle of the toe, like she's hit the edge of a table, you know? That'll take her out.
She'll jump around clutching her foot and fall over.
She'll stop floating just to jump around clutching her foot.
Yeah.
The stakes
That'll show her.
are perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
Trick her into trying to make you really small so she'll breathe you in and then you can take her out from the inside like an Evil Dead. Like an Army of Darkness, man. Like a gazillion of you. She'll just reenact that whole scene in this little room. She's like trying to beat herself up to get at you.
Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be. I have questions for you before I decide anything. What happened to you after I died? I'm not gonna help you end the world. I don't care if something new comes after. I just can't let you do that. I'm yours to command. Pledge yourself to her. What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break
Can't you do that
these
yourself
chains
very easily?
and set me free.
How am I gonna do it?
You crawl into the lock and then you just open it.
Oh yeah, that actually does sound pretty easy, now that you mention it. If you're so powerful, can't you just break the chains yourself?
Be rude. Of course. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude.
We should know our place.
Know our place.
I can.
This route feels like it was written for a very particular audience.
Yeah, certain kind of person.
The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was.
I wish those hands would come in and snatch one of them in the middle of their sentence.
just what, like, they don't even let the story finish. It just happens.
Just like, Bob, what hell?
What?
They're just gone.
Just one reaches over from off screen like one of those shepherd's hooks and like pulls them off.
Oh boy.
The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver.
How am I gonna break the chains though? I'm tiny and I have a dagger.
And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn.
I'm baby though.
Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Just because you're supposed to end the world, it doesn't mean you actually have to. You can be whatever you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
I have questions for you before I decide to do anything.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
Oh.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal.
Yes, right beside me in my snack bowl.
Worthy to be kept.
Precisely how gilded will my cage be?
I don't know, there's gonna be like a little stick you could stand on.
Oh, that'd be kind of nice. Can I have like I don't know, like a little ball or something to play with?
Well, I was planning on just putting a sheet over your cage and walking away and forgetting you exist. But
Oh.
you can make a ball out of the little sawdust at the bottom or whatever. Somehow figure it out, I guess. I don't know.
No, I mean, I have submitted every other time, but...
No, you say it with your extremely high-pitched, tiny voice.
No!
I will stop you. You stand up and hold up your knife, and it's just a little teeny toothpick. It's an actual thumbtack.
Yeah! No!
I say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters.
I'm just a little guy.
Up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants.
Do it before I turn you into a sandwich.
Objections. Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning.
I really hope it gives me the option to stab her and it just like sticks her in the foot and does nothing.
Your eye falls
I hope you do that, but then she like does a wail and then just shrivels up and dies.
It's unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Oh, they are locked out. Why? What are you going to try to make me do with it? I'm going to kill you. You're not kidding about that divine hand. Who's doing this? Is it her? Is it you? No. Locked out. Pick up the blade.
You reach forward.
You should have toggled the command consoles to get those other options unlocked.
Just turn them back on.
While you're at it, no clip in God mode.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad. Okay, yeah.
Well, I'm already standing. Oh, I couldn't tell you're very small.
You are very small, yeah. I hate you. I hate you so much, all of you. Stop making me do things. I'm going to kneel here forever. Stand.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To defy me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet, Shadow.
I'm just a little guy.
Brilliant
Just a little guy.
Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
But I don't wanna.
I can't do that. It's just a thumbtack. I can like jab it though if you want. Is that okay?
It's gonna be hard to cut anything with this, but stabbing works.
It might take a few tries.
End this.
Oh, we'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language.
You're the narrator. You can just say I do the thing, right? Slay yourself. Resist. Slay the princess. Can't do those. Sorry.
Whoops.
She's too powerful.
Maybe if you hadn't kept bending the knee to her, you would have had those options, nerd.
Probably.
What you have to do is ignore her and do what has to be done.
It just started chewing on the blade.
You gotta dull it real quick before you try to take yourself out.
Just kind of beacon at it. It's fine.
Working against
Pecking at it.
An ant defying a god. It's pointless to resist. In the end, everything submits to oblivion. But you're not the one resisting me, are you? There's something else.
I think this is the first time she's acknowledged that there's other voices, right?
No, wasn't there the part
No.
at the end of that first one when she was in your body and she was like, oh, there's noise in here.
An echo.
Yeah, that's right, she did.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be.
He says, disconnecting.
He just leaves.
Aren't you?
He has just left before, so that's fair. He could do it.
Little worm
He's like, oh, the heat's coming on me now.
trying to control things that it can't understand.
Why don't you just take control of my body again, narrator? You can do that.
What are you talking about?
I don't care what.
I'm just a little guy inside his little brain.
Just an even littler guy.
Look how little I am.
You bring
Screaming.
to your neck. You slice through soft
Oh, she's getting the narrator.
Whoops.
your blood flowing freely down your body. It's a painful lesson in obedience, but the pain won't last forever. No.
Well,
When I see you again, you'll free me from my
Bleh.
chains and deliver. me
Sorry,
to
can't
the
hear you, Dad.
life
Bleh.
beyond this place.
We will. I promise.
I know you will.
bleh.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Your last
Oh.
act is fixing your nerd glasses on your face.
Oh, this one has a chapter 3.
The first one had a chapter 3.
Yeah.
At the end of that path.
This one's going for a bit,
let
though.
me guess. At the end of that path is a cabin. Excuse me? This is the
I mean,
third
it's right
time we've
there.
been here, and this is hardly a path in the
I've
woods.
seen you before, haven't
It's all
I?
Big and weird. Another witness to her radiance.
It should have been teeny tiny this time.
Yeah. I mean, those steps do look pretty big.
And then when you showed up, the princess is really small. But then she just like does an uppercut and like blows your heart out from your chest. And she's like, "You think size matters not, dweeb?"
Oh no, she had the 5-point exploding heart technique this time.
Well, she did that to you the first time I mentioned, but she did it like really fast this time, the big boy.
Yeah.
This is bad.
You think, narrator?
Now, I hadn't noticed. Do you need a primer, Mr. Amnesiac? No, I'm quite all right, but if all of you would take a moment to settle down, there's something important I'd like to get across to you before it's too late.
And that's my contract.
We already know
It's
all
time we
about that.
renegotiate.
None of this was in my contract. A new universe where everyone is Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Gets a good hit and your head pops up with a ka-ching.
Not to be trusted, that one. No, I mean, yes, it's about the princess, but whatever you think I'm going to say, it's probably not that.
Is it to go in there and kill her? Because you've said that every other time.
Trusted either. Look, fine, just out with her already, yeah? But if I hear the words, "You're here to slay her," or "If you don't, it will be the end of the world," you've lost speaking privileges.
You're here to prevent the end of the world by slaying Queen.
You're going to hear some of those words, but not all of them. Definitely not all in that order. I'm interested. Really? I know. It's probably a bunch of...
Voice of the hero is being a little bit sassy this time.
He is being a little bit of a bitch. Just a little bit, though. A sprinkling of bitch.
I like how it's still just a cabin up there. It hasn't turned into like a big fortress or a citadel or a castle or anything.
I hope you get to show up and it's just like a dang-ass Protoss pylon at some point. Gotta take this princess out with a laser gun
Oh, where am I gonna get one of those? All I have is this knife.
that shoots lasers.
Been here before, obviously. So you have met us. Because boy, were you in denial about that last time. No, I haven't met you, but reality is clearly falling apart.
No, it's perfectly fine, everything that's happening here.
As if you knew things you weren't supposed to know. What? What the hell are you talking about? He's talking about those weird marble trees and how wrong everything looks. Yes.
I didn't even notice that.
Whatever you did before gave her far
I didn't even notice the fact the trees aren't made of wood.
Oh yeah, I did notice they looked kind of stony.
get any more out of hand. We gave her power. Why didn't you ever tell us we could do that? We probably would have gone about things very differently if we knew
I knew that.
Because if I told you that, she would have been the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I mean,
built
that might be easier than what she is now, maybe.
Have you seen the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
It is pretty big, I suppose.
The only way they fixed that was by crossing the streams. You don't even have a single stream.
Oh no. I left my proton pack in my car.
Again? We keep telling you, bring it.
Are our thoughts doing that? Make her small, make her small, make her small, make her small. Shit! What if I'm doing it wrong?
Language.
What if I'm making her even stronger? Do you hear those two with their runaway thoughts? I'm only giving you the sliver of information I'm giving you now because things are already deep in the shitter.
Language.
My last card to play, and it looks like it's already made things worse. So hurry, cabin, now.
Run away.
Trip and tumble down the stairs.
Okay, hold on. I have so many questions.
I don't have an upgraded enough axe to chop down these trees. We're doomed.
They are
Right now, you have
very hard
time
this time.
and mental acuity to handle a single response. It's now or never.
I'm not going in the cabin until I have answers. What am I?
As you finish your
Oh.
question, the ground quakes beneath your feet. You feel a an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings. The trees start to sway and then crumble, breaking apart as everything is drawn towards the cabin. Even the earth beneath you seems to shift, your feet unable to grip solid ground as you're dragged forward along with everything else.
Oh dear.
End of everything. The beginning of something new. The moment.
And then over the horizon, you see her with her giant Katamari Damacy ball.
The king of the cosmos in the background looking on like, I guess it's okay.
Whatever.
Get our thoughts
It's
in order.
fine.
We just have to think straight. Any,
It's not the
Words of
best
warning?
Katamari I've ever seen.
He says, shopping for new cod pieces.
Proceed into the cabin.
as you step forward,
Whoa.
the cabin explodes.
That's unfortunate.
Violently slam into a tree as debris rains down around you.
Oh.
Oh, this is the worst expansion.
Oh, you were quite large this time.
You watch in paralyzed awe and terror.
You didn't even need me.
Her body unfurling from some vast
It's a good thing you gave
space.
yourself ribbon clothes.
Yeah. Well, they got all those eyes on him, though. Look at him.
It's very spooky.
It's very spooky.
Very spooky. Giant woman.
The ruined landscape shifts. Trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her like a great black hole.
Well, then all those shards will eventually stab her. She'll die that way, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Done and dusted, you say, dusting off your hands and walking away.
Just walking away while she's doing this in the background.
But you're walking like in place because the gravity pull is too strong to get away from it.
I'm not even touching the ground. I'm just like making walking noise motions in the air while I'm slowly drifting towards her.
Oh, jeez.
There's a loud
Oh,
thump
dagger.
from the tree behind you as something embeds in its shadow.
I told you I wasn't sharp enough to cut down those trees.
Pristine blade
I mean, it did stick in there.
is now ordinary.
Yeah, but it didn't cut through it, just got stuck.
I mean, I guess I'll take the blade.
Screw all of this, I'm with you. A real god wouldn't need us as part of her plan.
Excuse me? What does a god need with a spaceship, though?
I mean, it does take a while to get anywhere. It's a little more comfortable in a spaceship than just kind of flying through space on your own.
Tam has no idea what I just referenced.
No, I sure don't.
Do what we were always supposed to. We'll take this blade and we'll sink it into her heart.
This tiny, tiny blade in her giant, giant heart.
Run around her. If we just throw ourselves in her direction,
Whatever, a little tiny itty bitty bit of plaque can take out a whole ass human being if it gets to the heart.
this is real.
Yes.
We can do whatever we want to do. With a forceful tug, you yank the blade out from the tree.
What if I want this to be a buster sword instead of a dagger?
You close your eyes.
You say it growing to Buster Sword size, and you're like, oh my.
Yeah.
Like you're a part of everything, and everything is a part of you.
This one has very climactic music.
Yeah, it does.
I guess it is a pretty climactic one.
It's a very climactic scene, yeah.
Here I come, it says, letting you fly out, and then it just slowly zooms back and shows just how tiny you are.
It just keeps zooming.
You get close to her face, she just like brushes you away like a gnat.
I'm like a 1 pixel.
Oh, jeez.
Slay the princess.
You launch yourself towards the princess. You can feel her gravity envelop you, carrying you from the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
Even now you define me.
This was written for a very specific audience.
When you think it needs to end what's destined to end everything.
She's already out of the cabin. I'm not sure what I'm even, like, what she even needs me for at this point.
Well, what if this whole area is the quote-unquote cabin, kid? You're probably in like a universe, like a pocket dimension.
Yeah, probably. End this.
Do I feel sorry?
Oh.
Achoo, she says, sneezing you away.
Oh, there it goes. She got hands.
Damn, Grabby's got hands.
You do not get the chance to slay her, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go? She's gone.
Achievement at the end of something. Witness your better's ascension. Okay.
It's the end of the world.
Did she end herself?
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
These are the same options we've had, I think.
Yeah, you're just like, hey, whatever, I remember everything now. So freshen up.
I approach the mirror.
Yum.
Silence as you reach forward. Just extra loud this time. Mirror always makes them leave. Oh, I'm looking a little... I've unraveled. I'm looking a little thin this time.
No, whatever. You're a bird. I don't care.
Find yourself in the long quiet once again. Just her head.
We had to plant the rest of her.
Approach her. It's taken a lot of effort to move that jaw this time.
This should have just been all the hands on the mouth going, oh, God.
Just all of them, very laboriously.
You see them like straining and there's like muscles bulging. So they're like, oh, geez.
You made her too big this time. Please don't do this again.
Please, not again. We hate it when you do it.
Do you know what we'll find out there?
I sure don't. Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me? There's trees and stars, and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people. Do you think that anything out is real out there? Do you think that we're real? You have thoughts on this vessel? Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
Do you ever have a dream when you think you could believe that when you wouldn't?
Yes, all the time. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one? How many more vessels do I need to bring you? If this is the last stage before your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here. Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not.
You should say something that gets them excited so they just like slapping your cheeks.
The lives you've brought me. Short and violent.
I see that you're as clear as ever.
But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Trees and stars and people. Do you think anything out is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea.
But how could we be real if our eyes aren't real?
If our eyes aren't real, yeah. It's a stupid thing.
Nothing can't exist.
There's trees and stars, and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people.
There's a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
We're special for reasons. Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is dominance.
Yeah.
A figure capable of bending everything to her will.
Oh, baby, was she?
Make
oh boy, is she, yeah.
Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
It takes a lot of effort to do that this time.
Like a whole forearm's like, oh, God.
Just gotta get multiple hands to do it. Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
No. The point of awakening is to find out.
When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator. And he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No. Their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Maybe. Probably. He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He does. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him. He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers.
Well, he certainly does. That's for certain.
Yeah.
He certainly does. That is for certain.
He does, and when I find him, I'm going to kill him. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself. I am going to finally have answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
That definitely sounds like something you would say, strange hands monster. Whatever you're called. I don't remember.
What a meaningless answer.
Like most of her dialogue.
You gotta look within yourself so that you can come up with your own answer to this question and tell yourself that's the right one. I am wise.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One.
Just
Whatever you
one.
bring me next will be enough. And then gravity will pull the others back to me.
And then I'll turn into a boat and we'll have our final boss fight.
A final multitude.
This is the last time. Is there anything you would like me to bring you?
These gifts are
Some McDonald's would be nice.
and each one
I am a hankering for a Big Mac.
the only
An extra big one for this one, you know what I'm saying?
You just need to get a whole lot of them.
Starts throwing the boxes into the mouth.
I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Yeah!
I'll be
Oh, baby.
waiting for you.
It's gonna be the end of the game. Probably, maybe. Everything goes dark and you die.
Whoops.
Hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Yep, we're gonna do it,
If
for
you
sure.
don't, it will be the end of the world.
I wonder what happened if I just walk in there and try to stab her again, like I did the first time.
Well, apparently the game won't let you get the same ending twice, so it'll just find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
She was like, whatever, this one made of titanium, it doesn't work. I'm just Colossus.
Silently continue to the cabin.
Or are we not ending the episode?
Way up the
Oh, whoops. Yeah,
next
sorry.
time, kids. One final episode, maybe.
One or two. It depends on how long the actual ending takes, I guess.
Next time on Slay the Princess, we get another ending and possibly finish the game.
Yeah, next time.